Hey guys, welcome back to another Orktober Orc vlog. Obviously the series is now into its, I don't know, nearly end of the second week, coming into the third week. And I am nowhere near where I wanted to be at that stage. I'll quickly show you where I'm at. This is the current Orktober project. These are the bits that I've gotten finished so far. 10 Orc Boys, Deffkopta, the War Boss, and obviously I've rebased this guy here for a Patreon video, so he's now matching in with the collection a lot better. These guys are actually nearly done. All the skin is done on them and all the rest of the materials are basically unwashed, so it shouldn't take too long to finish off that squad. I've gotten the first 2 coats of skin on the other 20 boys that need to be painted, and I've just gotten the Deffkoptas and the Mega Knobs sprayed black. So right now I'm kind of in a little bit of panic mode. Obviously, like I said, I'm not where I wanted to be, and I feel like I really need to get myself a win today. So my plan is to just get some progress on everything. So I'm not going to be touching these today at all. They can be next week or whatever, later on in the week. What I want to have is all of this stuff finished by the end of the week, which is quite a large ask, but I think I can do it. So what I'm going to do to start off today is I'm going to rust up the 3 Mega Knobs and rust up the Deffkoptas. As you know, that's the kind of starting piece that I do for these, is to get them all rusty, and then I paint up some colors on top of them. So I'm going to rust up them, and then when the rust is done on these 6 miniatures, then I'm going to add the brown basing texture to all of these guys, including the 10 boys. And I think if I get that kind of done, I will feel a hell of a lot better about the progress of the force. And then on my stream tonight, I'll either do a little bit more painting, or I was thinking about constructing a battlewagon. So I haven't actually decided what I'm going to do on my stream tonight. I do stream every Tuesday and Thursday evening over on Twitch, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Irish time. So if you want to check that out, you're all more than welcome to join. I think I'm going to build a battle wagon on stream tonight. I do need that for the force, but we'll see how I feel at the end of the Orktober vlog posting stuff. So yeah, stick around and enjoy the post. Before I get into it, huge thank you to my patrons. You guys are amazing. Without you guys, I would not be able to continue doing what I'm doing. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you're interested in getting involved with that yourself, there's links to it below. You'll get access to a private Discord server and an extra video every single week. So that's 52 extra videos a year. And like I said, this week's Orktober video is I got this sick base done for this guy. Some orc kind of junk and detritus and stuff, and had it match in. So pretty cool. Alright guys, without further ado, let's start painting stuff, I guess. I have really been enjoying Orktober. I just haven't actually been able to find as much free time as I'd want to dedicate to this project, which is a little bit unfortunate. And I am, like I said at the beginning, getting a little bit nervous about the amount of progress I'm going to be able to make throughout the entire month. I do hope to get at least the stuff that I have built here painted, and I do definitely want to get some orc scenery painted for a gaming table to use in the Battle Report series as well. So that's something that they're on my goal list still. I haven't given up on hope. Although even now, as I'm kind of recording this, I can't believe it's the 17th of the month already. So we're already past the halfway mark, and I am nowhere near halfway done with this project. So that's why I want to make a couple of large jumps today, even if they're not really, I don't know, like more psychological jumps, if you will, as opposed to having a bunch of models not even sprayed yet. I got the remainder of the stuff that I had built sprayed, and then all I'm going to do is start to get some color on them. So for instance, all of the Deffkoptas and Mega Knobs that I have constructed already, I'm going to get them all sprayed up. And as you can see here, I'm working through the rust stage, which is how I start all of the like orc constructs that I do for the army. Any vehicles, all the battle wagons, all the Deffkoptas, anything like that. Basically, I paint the entire miniature in this rust style paint. And then from there afterwards, I just pick out things like I add color, like this is going to be a speed freak. So I'll add some red to the panels. I'll paint the orc pilots, the skin, the jacket, that kind of thing. I find this to be an incredibly fast way of getting a solid base coat on the model and getting all those little nook and cranny pieces painted. And obviously it's rust, so it suits orcs down to the ground. So what I'm going to attempt to do, like I said, is get those coats of paint on the 3 extra Deffkoptas and the 3 Mega Knobs. And then I want to add some basing material to some stuff, and then get to work on more on those other squad of 10 orc boys. As you can see here, after the brown and the orange is applied, the light dry brush of silver really does make these this paint scheme pop. It really is surprising to me how much you can get done with such a little amount of effort and a little amount of paint. This is how I'm going to be, of course, painting all the orc scenery as well. I just have to figure out which one of my battle mats I'm going to match the scenery to. I currently have 16 battle mats, which I only realized today, which is kind of insane. So I have to go through those and pick which one I want the orc scenery to match the most. I'm thinking like a desert style more, but we shall see. And as you can see, as I just apply this silver to these parts, like these are not blank grey miniatures that are, you know, they're not even started yet. I really feel like that I could pick them up at any time and just add a little bit of paint to them because the project is already started. So if I may find myself with a spare 20 minutes, I might pick up one of the Deffkoptas and add all the red paneling to the whole thing. Keep doing that over the course of a couple of nights, and you'd be surprised at the amount of extra painting you'll get done with that kind of style. Just that little kind of, I don't know, like chipping away at it. It really does make a huge difference. All of my big crazy projects that I've ever completed, my Death Corps of Krieg or my Black Templars or stuff like that, it has always been kind of unintentional. I've never intended to have such large projects, but because I really enjoy it and I just continue to chip away and add a little bit here and a little bit there, always go back, new unit, new vehicle, then all of a sudden these projects grow out of control into these awesome collections that I'm super proud of. And the orcs is definitely something that I want that to happen with. I love pretty much all the orc sculpts, and I definitely want to add a large collection of all of them to my army. The orcs being one of my favorite things to play and play against as well. Like thematic games, Orc v Imperial Guard Army is such a cool game to play. At some stage on the channel I would like to do some larger scale battle reports, some 3, 4, 5,000 point games, and bigger tables, kind of bigger ambitions, and for that I want these cohesive giant armies, like my Tyranids, to play against. And I think orcs, if you've read a lot of the novels, you'll know they tend to take part in some of these large scale engagements, and they scale up really well. Really cool to see a giant Wa on the table. So you can see, getting these mega knobs to the same stage as the Deffkoptas with the brown, the orange, and then the dry brush of silver. After that I decided to add all of the texture paint. Texture paint is one of those things where it annoys me an awful lot at how long it takes to dry. Because usually I'm in a groove, I'm enjoying the painting process, and I'm like, oh, now it's time to base the model, put the basing material on. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll just wait a couple of hours. So like, I lose all of that motivation, and it usually takes another day or two before I pick it back up and finish the dry brushing. So I thought, while I'm here, I might as well add this basing material to these models now, so that when I do pick them up later on, I have nothing holding me back to continuing the project. I think that's a clever way to go. So I'm going to do the 3 Deffkoptas, 3 mega knobs, and the 10 orc boys that I'm also working on. I'm going to get that done as well, so that later on when I finish painting up the orc boys, all I have to do is dry brush up the bases, rim them black, and they're done. So I think that's kind of a clever way to go about doing it, using a cloth here to clean up those rims. Same thing with all the mega knobs. Like I said, I did do a video on my Patreon on how I did these bases on the big orc war boss there. So if you're curious about that, you can check it out with the links below. They match in with my Krieg bases as well, so I can only imagine how cool those two armies will be fighting against each other when they match in. So I basically got what I wanted to achieve with the Mega Knobs and the Deffkoptas done, so I decided what I would do now is spend a little bit of time to get some of the layering done on the Orc boys. So I'm not going to spend a crazy amount of time. Like the majority of the work for these Orc boys is already done, this particular batch of 10. The like 7 layers of skin is complete, and all the other parts of the model are base coated and washed. So now all I need to do is just add a little bit of layering. So I took out some Mechanica Standard Grey and I just layered up the trousers. I'm just going to go through production line mode, layering up all 10. And I'm going to do that with the grey and the red. I think I've run out of time with the red. After that I'm just going to do some silver, you know, highlight the teeth, the black, and any other bits and pieces that I need to. But I reckon this squad of Orc boys will get completed at some point later this evening. And that will of course have obviously broken the back of the project, so I'll have more than half the Orc boys painted up. I don't know what it is about that. Whenever I get like the halfway point, I feel like I'm then counting down, which makes, I don't know, it's just a weird psychological thing that, you know, if I have 30 guys to paint and I get through 15 of them, there's something about having less in front of me than behind me. To me, that really does push me forward and make me want to work on a project more. So obviously the grey trousers across them all, and then we're going to jump across to the red, the corn red for all of their, you know, jackets and t-shirts and stuff like that. Some guys are topless, so they have a red belt buckle to help them tie in with the remainder of the force. I really do like the knob models from these new boy kits. They're absolutely magnificent. I have done both of the versions now, so if I do want to add another squad of 20 orc boys to the army, which is kind of what I want to do with some shooters, then I think I'm going to have to try and convert up a different orc knob from the standard kit, or print one off or something like that, because I don't want to replicate any of these two guys. They're so unique and so stand-outish. I want them to be their own thing. Maybe they even get little names, little nameplates on their bases. I think that'd be pretty cool. Bit of a rivalry between the two orc boy squads. See what they can achieve in games and in the campaign and the stories. And hey, you never know, maybe the war boss will die too many times and one of these guys will have to be promoted. Stranger things have happened. I also have 3, like I said, I'm working on 3 mega knobs. I think I should have done 5. You know, I feel like there's a squad of Terminators that are going to run around with the war boss and his mega armor. I think 3 is just a small number. I do have another box there to build, so potentially I will build another 2 standard ones, and then the third model out of that box I want to build a big mech with the custom force field, or not the custom force field, the big energy cannon thing. I really like that look at that model. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and it's definitely something I want to do. So like I said, the only thing I got through was the grey and the red. I will come back in the evening and get the rest of these guys done. So next time I do a vlog for Orktober, this squad of 10 orc boys will be done, and hopefully some of the Deffkoptas and mega knobs will be done as well. Okay guys, at the end of another orc vlog video. Like I said, this was a kind of a bizarre video because I didn't get any singular thing complete, but at the start of today, these were grey plastic still, and now they're all sprayed. They have all the basic material on them, they're drying really nice, and all the rust is done. So what I wanted to do is like slap colours on them and give them another little light silver dry brush, and they're kind of ready to go, some skin, stuff like that. This shouldn't take too long, so I'm actually really happy with how this pile did. Coming up to the orc boys that I've been working on throughout the week, I've gotten the basic material on, so hopefully when they dry fully, I get them dry brushed up by the end of today, really nice. And I started the layering process. I got the grey and the red done, so all I have to do is the silver and the black, and then this squad of 10 guys is also done. So I'm actually feeling a lot more confident by the end of today. This feels like a lovely little force. It's starting to get there, and I really feel like I can get this done in by the end of the week, hopefully. So I think that'll be really good. And then obviously next week we'll tackle the other 20 boys and get a start on this orc scenery tables stuff. Like I said, I'm also going to be working on a battlewagon on tonight's stream over on Twitch, so that should be a lot of fun as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and ask me any questions you want in the comments below. I will get back to each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. Let me know what else you want to see in Orktober, and I'll see you next time.